Hi everyone. Today we'll go over the hamstring muscles. The objectives for this lesson are to discuss the origins, insertions, nerve, and actions of the hamstrings. Then we'll go over the line of pull for the actions. And then as a special consideration, we'll discuss the passively insufficient position for the hamstrings. So to begin, the origin for the majority of the hamstrings are going to be at the ischial tuberosity up here where my mouse is pointing. Just the short head of biceps femoris is going to originate at the linea aspera of the femur. Insertions for the hamstrings is going to be different based on the different hamstring muscles. So first, just as a sidestep to go over what the hamstring muscles are, we're going to have the biceps femoris, both the long head and the short head. Then you'll have the semitendinosus and then the semimembranosus. So the insertion for the biceps femoris, both heads, is going to be at the head of the fibula. Right here, the insertion for the semitendinosus and semimembranosus are going to be on the tibia down here. All hamstring muscles are innervated by the sciatic nerve, and then the primary actions of the hamstrings are going to be knee flexion, and then as well as hip extension, except for just the short head of the biceps femoris, because that is the only hamstring muscle that doesn't cross to the hip. So we'll take a look at that in our other program. So again, here's our long head of the biceps femoris. Then we have our semitendinosus, and then lying a little deeper is going to be the semimembranosus. And then you can see the short head of the fibula is going to be this little guy. So let's take a look at the line of pull for the hamstrings. So it's going to be up this way, following these muscle fibers, with the insertion moving closer to the origin. So let's see in motion what knee flexion will look like. Perfect. So now to finish off, I just wanted to cover passive insufficiency in regards to the hamstrings. The passively insufficient position will be with the knee extended and the hip flexed. So you can see on the left here, that would be a good way to stretch the hamstrings in that fully passively insufficient position. You can see the hip flexed, knee fully extended. And then another thing to keep in mind is that if you were to have a patient lying like this on the right, and if you were to ask them to extend their knee as far as they could in this position, they will not most likely be able to get their knee extended all the way because of the hip flexion. So the hamstrings will be in that passively insufficient position, and it'll be too tight for the knee to fully extend all the way. That is the hamstrings.